Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avataravarishthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. The Vedantic truth Sri Ramakrishna discusses and finally says, the Divine Mother has revealed to me the essence of Vedanta. It is that the Brahman alone is real and the world is illusory. The essence of the Gita is what you get by repeating the word 10 times. The world becomes reversed. It is then Tyagi, Tyagi, which refers to renunciation. The essence of Gita is, O man, renounce everything and practice spiritual discipline for realization of God. Navadvip. But how can we persuade our minds to renounce? Master, you are a Goswami. It is your duty to officiate as priest in the temple. You cannot renounce the word, otherwise, who would look after the temple and its services? Because anything connected to God and divine and spiritual existence are eternal. You cannot give up a work which is pertaining to divine. Similarly, duties and responsibilities that we bear, being in a particular position in our family life or social life, we cannot renounce. The responsibilities and duties we cannot renounce. Suppose I am appointed as a particular person somewhere, or I have taken a responsibility of being a householder or a parent. I have a responsibility. I cannot shirk off my responsibilities and go away. This is an essential thing because it is pertaining to the nature's law and divine things. Divine is eternal. Nature's laws are for the evolution of man. Now, to do our duties of life, wherever we are placed, is the nature's law. So, nature's law, if you don't follow, then it becomes adharma. Instead of evolution, the nature has kept the laws of nature for you to evolve to your divinehood and go back to your home. If you don't follow them, you'll pass through a process of involution and enter into darkness instead of light. Similarly, anything connected with divine regarding God, like the temple services, to which he is taken the responsibility and has been appointed, that is not his property, it is not his work, it is not for his living alone. It is temple meant for the society, it is meant for the mankind, and it is a part of the human existence for evolution of the humanity, where humanity is going to be benefited by a temple. You cannot renounce that work. So anything connected with divine and the laws of nature, you cannot renounce. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling him, who will look after the services of the temple and its services? You have to renounce mentally. Mentally means internal renunciation, and external you are doing all the duties of life, but unattached to it, unattached to the fruits of action you are doing. If God, it is God who has kept you in the world to set an example for men, because He is attending to a higher level of service to the society. My earning for myself is different from my working for the social welfare. Anything connected with the social welfare is a different. Now I may be appointed officially also. I might have taken up a job somewhere, but if it is going to serve hundreds of people, thousands of people, for example, the generation of electricity, the maintenance of the electricity, it's a service which is going to reach so many people. Publication of books, good books, spiritual books. I am appointed, I am getting my salary, but the work that you are doing and offering to the society is marvelous. So many books come, but spiritual books are entirely different. It helps man for its evolution. So these things, you are appointed. It is a grace, divine grace, and you are so much of meritorious acts that you have done in the past lives bring you to that state where you can lead a life of dedication, service, and love of all beings, and a life of purity. Purity and humility must go together. Krishna said to Arjuna, "What do you mean you will not fight? By your mere will, you cannot desist from fighting. Your very nature will make you fight." He wants to run away from the war field. He says, "I don't want anything." He may go away now, but one day or the other, he will again stand up because it is his nature. Nature cannot be suppressed. So nature drives. Even we see many things become a part of our nature by repeated indulgences. Very difficult to take it out. Only way is to hold on to the hold on to the divine and transcend it and go away, instead of wasting time in purification of the mind and all that. You see some habits. Now modern world, you can see cell phone, mobile cell phone, or the internet availability. How many people are getting addicted to it? How much of time and energy is wasted? But they are not able to. They know the fault. They know their health is declining. Yet they are not able to come out because of it becomes a habit. How they entered in first, then they did not see. It was amazing, it was enticing. And as the time passes, they are caught in the network. It's a mesh. You cannot escape. Now you can habit. Now only thing they can do is to shift their whole attention to the divine, grip divine, and transcend this nature. Nature cannot, to destroy these natures also, vasanas also very difficult. It takes long time. How long we have been cultivating in habit, and can we go out of it so easily? So only thing is hold on to the divine, transcendently. So this transcendence is most important part. Nature. So Arjuna is telling, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you may say, I will not fight, I will go away, I will beg my food and live, but your bones will do. Same thing Sri Ramakrishna tells to Naren. Naren says, I will not do. Thakur says, you have to do the mother's work. He says, I will not do. Thakur says, your bones will do it. Because you are born for that. You cannot avoid it. You are brought here for that particular purpose. At the minute, here there is a breakdown. The mere mention of Krishna and Arjuna, the master went into samadhi. he lost the external awareness. In the thought of the divine, so clear, as if it is happening in front of him. How much of this nature of mind, how we build up our mind to totally become one objective and merge in the objective or object. Our minds have the subconscious, conscious, unconscious, all these are filled with various things, and mind is itself, in the waking state, conscious mind itself split into many, many parts. It is simultaneously holding on to certain. Now I am going to study something. The mind is caught by many threads, and there are many knots within. Now I sing a song, beautiful song which I like most. Some of them get loosened, they're going to break off. If it breaks up, the mind becomes one unit. It is still tied. If you like spokes in a wheel, they are tied. So it's holding. So though it's beautiful song, which must make me drop away all other thoughts and get concentrated, become one unit and get lost. Such a beautiful song. But because of the ties, the mind is not going to become one unit. Break all the bonds, release all the knots of the mind, not of the heart, mind. Mind, there are knots. He has done like this, and this work is pending, that is to be done. So many knots. Knots means actually it is not the duties, work and all that. It is something paining. I am something restless for something within. I myself may not be knowing. I am always restless. The deep inside my consciousness is seeking something. These are the knots. Maybe it may be dislike for a person with whom I am living. It may be something I am seeking which I am not getting. It may not be expressed way. I don't like some work and I have been given a particular work again and again. These things are the knots, form the knots. A simple child like will not have these knots. Yes, this work is given, all right. That work is given, all right. Anything. I don't have anything, expectations, demands from others. I accept whatever in the condition. Then the knots won't be there. Mind has more freedom. And there are ties. I am tied to family, I am tied to the duties. So many ties are there. I cannot, at once, I cannot release it. At all times they are there. And then in Sri Ramakrishna's, this one you see, just in a moment, there is nothing to bind, or there are no knots. Suddenly it gets one unit, and like an arrow, it shoots off. And he is there, the whole world disappears, and he is in the transcendental. This is the special nature that we cultivate. This nature, even if you succeed in about 80 to 70% of it you are able to do, then you will be each time thinking of divine or in meditation, you will be unaware of the external world. Just simply that shines forth and this disappears. That shines forth. Whatever you are thinking of, it shines forth. And you disappear. External world disappears. It's a beautiful understanding and awareness. We often see this. Some no thought or feeling overpowers us, and all other things disappear. Something like that. Just this alone, and everything else has disappeared. So it happens, even if 70% you are able to bring together, you will be unaware of the external world. In the twinkling of an eye, the whole body became motionless, and his eyeballs transfixed, while his breathing could scarcely be noticed. This is the sign of the bhava or bhava entering into samadhi. Bhava is excessive feeling by which one forgets the world, and the world's presence is still persisting as like a painting. Our whole world looks like a painting which conveys a hint of something else which he is not perceiving it. So it is objectively it is not there, as if this world appears like a painting. Painting means it is just a suggestion of something existing, and there is no object what it is painted. Like that, it has lost all its existential aspects, contents. It is just like a painting, it is standing, the world is standing still. And in excessive love, only the object of love is shining forth in all its glory and clarity. So this is bhava, which is not exactly indifferent, but the world has become imperceptible to him. But he is aware of it. Means he has not lost the external consciousness. He is not conscious of it also. It is bhava. In samadhi, the world totally disappears, as if we have entered into sleep. When we enter into sleep, the whole world is obliterated. Nothing of it is to be found in our mind or consciousness. The only object. In dream we see dream world, here we see the reality in samadhi. So he is either in bhava samadhi or leaving the bhava samadhi and they enter in the samadhi. Samadhi means savikalpa samadhi or nirvikalpa samadhi. But usually, because of the Lord's name and Lord's presence, it will be savikalpa samadhi. That is, God is visualizing, experiencing God with form. Navadvip and his son and other devotees looked at the master in mute wonder. They are silent. In mute wonder, they are seeing everything, the whole thing happening. Regaining partial consciousness, he said to Navadvip, Yoga and Bhoga. You Goswamis have both. Now your only duty is to call on God and pray to Him sincerely. O God, I don't want the glories of the world bewitching Maya. I want Thee alone. God dwells in all beings undoubtedly. That being the case, who may be called His devotee? He who dwells in God. He who has merged his mind and life in the innermost soul in God. So, here Sri Ramakrishna is telling, regaining partial consciousness is still that what he has saw is still lingering, but it is coming down and intellect has already opened to the external world. And the samadhi state is still lingering. Now in this he sees the intellect is open to the external world. Two aspects of life. Shreyas and Preyas, they two, both are placed in front of man. Whatever you want to take, either yoga or bhoga, both are there. And to fulfill it, there is the bodily existence. There are bhoga sharira is there, tyaga sharira is there, or yoga sharira is there. In between is the karma sharira, which can fulfill acts. It can do karmas. So this karma can be diverted for enjoyment or to transcend the nature and go beyond karma. So Thakur is seeing both, because the person to whom he has been talking and went into samadhi, he belongs to a where he has not given up the yoga nor has come out of the bhoga. We hold on to something and leave something and enter totally, like a insect. Insect holds something and moves, holds something and moves forward. So we hold on to yoga and leave the bhoga. This, he has stepped into the yoga but has not yet been able to release himself from the bhoga. The purpose of human life is to enter into the state of yoga, go back to the source, not for again the circumambulation within the nature, samsara, samsarati. It goes on moving. The transmigratory motion from the body to body, that is not the purpose of human life. That's the purpose of all of the species except human. Human purpose is to evolve, but unfortunately he does. Most of the people are karma bound and they enter into the cycle of the karmic cycle. But these people who have known about yoga, who are trying to shift their whole existence into the yoga, so they have understood, they are holding, they are trying their best to get released from the bhoga and be merged in the yoga. They are held and not yet released from the. Such people, just a small push is necessary, and the push has to come from within. Always, all things what is to be accomplished, it has to come from deep within. There is nothing that you can say, that there is nothing that you cannot achieve in this world. You are human. You have a will. You have all powers within you. You can achieve anything you want in this world, including God realization. But the call must come from within. 100 people may say, sages may shout and tell, realize God. But unless your heart says, realize God, you cannot move. The call must come from within. The push must come from within. The urge must come from within. The drive must come from within. So here, Sri Ramakrishna is awakening that drive within that soul. You Goswamis have both. Now your duty is to, you see how he gives the instruction, you see. Now you have holding the other, leave this and merge forever. You enter into the life eternal of everlasting bliss, peace, love, absolute. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving, you Goswamis have both. Now your duty is to call on God and pray to Him sincerely. O God, I do not want the glories of the world bewitching Maya. This is an important prayer. To stand before God and tell, I don't want this world. My inner being is being pushed, driven. Something is pushing me towards the world, but I don't want that world. Save me, save me. It's like a person has fallen into flood. He doesn't want to get drowned. He doesn't want to be carried away, but he is being carried away. Some unknown force from the outside must lift that soul. And like that, these people, he is praying. He knows the goods and bads, and he knows how to, he has to transcend somehow. I don't want the glories of the world bewitching Maya. I want thee alone. When will this total acceptance of the ideal comes in our life? I want God alone. The constant ringing of the heart, whatever he says, yes, I have duties to do. I will go into wholeheartedly, but I want you alone. I will study, I will go to school, but I want you alone. I will work in the world, I will achieve anything, everything, but I want you alone. Wherever I am placed, I will do all my duties. But what I want is from deep within is you and nothing else. Nothing else. Alone. God dwells in all beings, undoubtedly. That being the case, who may be called his devotee? He who dwells in God. He who has merged his mind and life and the innermost soul in God. He was his mind, his soul, the innermost soul, and his life in God. So, it is a part of the prayer. He prays to God. How should I? I am a Goswami. Goswami means a worshipper of God, who has given himself to God. So, I call myself Goswami. I call myself a devotee. But I don't have that qualities of devotee yet totally manifest in that. A little might have manifested, more also might have not completely. My life must be in you. My soul must be in you. My mind must be dwelling in you. I must be able to do all the duties of life as a worship unto you. This is his prayer. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.